lives in a pineapple under the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants.
From Charlie Marlowe, the original creator of real-time fandom.
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he. A sponge is life for me. Do.
You are cordially invited to Charlie's virtual birthday party.
Happy birthday! Is this about all the piss?
An improvised pirate adventure.
That's true, I have no idea what's going on.
Pirates of the Caribbean real-time fandom. Double feature.
Would you look at my little dinghy? My dinghy is wet.
I don't want you to talk about your dinghy, okay? It's making me uncomfortable. Oh, your ship!
Starring
It's just occurring to me my name might be stupid.
Charlie Marlowe.
My name's not stupid, is it?
Ella Cesare.
Drink up me hotties, yo no, am I right? Just say yo no to drink it.
And Joe DeHeeve.
That's a pretty painting I made in art class. Do you guys like it?
Charlie Marlowe.
They did place a curse on those who consume their treasure.
Simon the Dimble.
Can't believe he took her first hug!
Michael William Hunter.
I wrote it all in my memoir here. If you want to read it, it's $4.99.
499 pieces of eight? That's hefty.
Absolutely, it's a brilliant story.
And introducing Charlie Marlowe.
Do you fear death?
Saturday, March 19th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Picardo.tv/realtime fandom. Set a reminder on your phone or something.
I was saying who lives in a pineapple under the tree. Under the sea. Stop that lyric.
So take me forth to my native land with the mystery shack and our crewmates band. Me satchels packed, so let's find the sands where I hit my sailor's heart.
Welcome, travelers, to Mystery Shack Look Back, a nostalgic time capsule and no spoiler book club of the original Gravity Falls fandom. Well, usually, but there's been a bit of a mutiny. I am your captain, Charlie.
And I be the first mate, Ella. Ahoy hoy.
Now, you may be questioning how we held a mutiny against ourselves.
Yeah, well, it was a complicated process. You know, there was a lot of paperwork involved.
But of course, I was born a sailor of two hearts. One that is a pirate, and one that is a pirate that really likes Gravity Falls. The two of them kind of duked it out a little. And now we're a pirate podcast because a new TV show premiered on my freaking birth month, produced by one of my favorite creators,
Taika Waititi.
Our Flag Means Death by Taika Waititi's production company Peaky Films just came out to HBO Max on March 3rd. I was born on March 17th. Y'all didn't need to.
Aw, you shouldn't have.
Honestly, this is a very good present, but I'm confused because I have not met Mr. Waititi.
Yeah.
But we did before Jojo Rabbit had a wide release. When it first came out, it was only in select theaters. So
we went to the Alamo Drafthouse in Brooklyn.
The Alamo Drafthouse in Brooklyn, New York. That movie is fantastic. If you've not seen Jojo Rabbit, check it out.
And, you know, obviously, Thor Ragnarok, fantastic. Everyone in my life and it tells me that I need to watch What We Do in the Shadows, and I am going to.
I want to watch that with you as soon as possible, Ella. I've been thinking about it a lot lately because Vlad the Poker is me when I'm feeling mask, and Taika's character is me when I'm feeling femme.
Nice. It's very gender. The whole show is
very gender. Taika makes very gender works. The problem is this one, well, it's a bit of a journey. I think, we might...
Kind of a voyage, I would say.
We might not fare this show alone with just us.
You think we need, like, a navigator or something?
I think we might need to start recruiting a crew.
All right, well, and by recruiting, you mean, like, kidnapping, right?
I'm not particular to your methods as long as you get me a crew.
Okay, well, I was, better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Oh, okay. In the barrel there? That's why you've been standing in front of it and trying to cough at the same time as it?
Yeah, and banging on it occasionally.
Okay, well, open her up. Let's see who's in there.
All right, let me just...
Oh my god!
love the air.
Is that Twitch streamer Irish Ian?
Oh yeah, he's a good get. Yeah.
Where am I?
Wow! Oh, we're out on the seas. We're about to watch an HBO show. It's fine. It's normal.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm on the ocean again.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, you are.
Oh no, my thalassophobia's acted up. Here we go. Oh boy.
Oh, okay,
It's
well, you don't have
happening.
to look at the ocean. You can just look at the show about the ocean that we're about to watch.
Oh, okay. That'll help, actually. Yes. Thank you very much. Hi.
Of course.
Hello.
Ian, tell us about yourself.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Irish Ian. I'm a variety content creator on Twitch.tv. I am also a voice actor. I like to do funny noises with my mouth hole and all that fun stuff. I've been taking a streaming hiatus as of late in order to help with my own moving situation and all that stuff, and I am also a good friend of Charlie's. That I would just like to
let's
throw
get
out there.
let's give this opportunity to name drop. You're in good company. How did we meet?
We met through Michelle Knott's stream on Valentine's Day when we played.
Whoa,
Dream
you
Daddy
mean
together.
Michelle Knotts, the... Help me
Voice
out
of
here.
Jessie
The voice
in
actress
Pokemon.
of Jessie and Pokemon.
But that's
correct?
not all she was in. She was also Karina in the pirate movie One Piece film Gold, Ella.
Wonderful movie. I highly recommend
How appropriate.
And how appropriate you fight like a cow. And
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
I fought your cow.
and Ian and I, were hired by Michelle. She paid us money to voice in her Dream Daddy stream on Valentine's Day and Father's Day last year. And we've worked together separately from that a few times since.
But I've always admired your work from afar, Charlie. I'm a fan of Mystery Shack Look Back.
Oh, well, thank you.
What is your familiarity with the works of Taika Waititi?
Honestly, nothing aside from passing glances, mostly. I am a aficionado of movies. I have a collection of over 200 plus horror movies.
Ooh.
Okay, you would love What We Do in the Shadows so much. He refers to himself as the Polynesian Jew, because his mother is a Jewish woman and his father, Waititi, who he was not raised by. His father's name is actually a stage name. His birth name is his mother's name, Cohen. And he makes movies mostly about being Polynesian or Jewish. Thor Ragnarok is about Thor realizing that the Asgardians are the colonizers, are the bad guys, and kind of feeling uncomfortable with his birth nation, which is a standard New Zealand experience.
And Jojo Rabbit is about,
Jojo Rabbit is a tutorial on how to not be a Nazi.
Yeah, Jojo Rabbit is just a feature-length Alvy the Racist Dragon.
And suddenly, Alvy wasn't racist anymore.
Which was directed by Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi directed...
exactly, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Not just directed Flight of the Conchords, but I would go as far as to say directed some of the best episodes. Flight of the Conchords is the reason Gravity Falls exists. That's,
because Alex Hirsch saw the character Mel, played by Kristen Schaal, and was like, that reminds me of my sister. She should play my sister.
Yes! So, you see, we're working around to this podcast, this episode making sense in this podcast.
Yeah, but it's a mutiny. It doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah,
and
but Rhys Darby's role in Flight of the Conchords is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. Rhys Darby plays the band's manager, Murray, who is obsessed with professionality and has no idea how to accomplish it. So at the band has two members and there's one manager. And at the beginning of every meeting, he does a roll call and gets really mad if they don't participate in the roll call. He's like, how will we know who's here?
Okay, guys, band meeting. Brett.
Yep.
Jermaine. Jermaine?
Well, obviously.
Yeah, well, you're here.
Yeah, well, I'm here, so why do I have to say that I'm here?
Well, it's just I've got it all written down, you know.
Yeah, but I'm just here, so if you can see me here, I don't...
Murray present. See, even I do it. It's how we do it.
I also love him as Anton in the film What We Do in the Shadows, where the werewolf's alpha, when in his human form, is kind of a beta male, so to speak, but because he is the alpha when they are wolves, these guys that are much tougher than him are listening to this small nerdy guy like, whoa, hold on, fellas. So Rhys Darby excels at playing people who want to be powerful or authoritative and are just come across as pathetic. Can I tell you about the historical Stede Bonnet who this show is based on?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd be flattered.
So Stede Bonnet, the gentleman pirate, was a plantation owner who, for reasons lost to history, gave up his riches to become a pirate and work under Blackbeard. His privileged experience gave him exactly 0 skills useful to be a pirate. He invented walking the plank, actually. We are about to watch a show about the inventor of walking the plank, which he invented because he doesn't understand punishment and doesn't know what the plank is for.
Oh.
Yeah.
The prevailing theory of why he left the plantation to become a buccaneer is that he hated his nagging wife. But I'm going to go with, since we don't have a direct record, we can go with he didn't like owning a plantation. Oh.
Yeah, let's go with like the completely lawful good ending on this one.
But
actually chaotic good.
Yeah,
good, yeah.
It's incredibly
Fair.
chaotic. And in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Stede Bonnet is hilarious there, where whenever he's like not sure what he's doing in a situation, just smiles really wide.
Aw, cute.
When they roll into port, he's waving really happily to everyone.
Same.
And Edward Kenway's like, "Do you know them?" And he's like, "No, just don't want to be mistaken for unfriendly."
Aww.
So this is an entire show about that man, played by, in my opinion, the perfect actor to play that man.
This is exciting.
So this show was created, not by Taika Waititi, as people tended to advertise because he was the bigger name. It was created by David Jenkins, who previously created the TBS comedy science fiction series People of Earth,
which is about aliens. So he made an alien series and a pirate series. He does not have writing credits outside of the 2 TV shows he successfully got on the air.
Listen, I'm just saying right now, he's got the space series down, he's got the pirate series down, he's going to mesh them together, we're going to do a space pirate series soon.
Oh, the crossover episode. If we can get... Wait a second, TBS is Turner, and so is...
Yep.
is HBO. Yep. Oh.
This can happen.
Like that episode of Doctor Who that everyone wanted a spin-off of. Another interesting thing, none of us have seen Our Flag Means Death before.
Yeah, that's true.
It came out March 3rd. I have been waiting until the pod to see it.
As with our previous bonus episodes, we were getting our fresh reaction to this thing that isn't Gravity Falls.
I haven't watched any current TV for the last 6 years.
Given that the show is named after the Jolly Roger, the flag that does mean death, pirates are not artists and do not have the funds to commission artists often. So the first pirate to decide that piracy needed a flag did it all himself, and it is in a museum. Please, if you have time, Google the first Jolly Roger. It looks awful. I adore it. If ye find nothing else to say in this time, I think we shall start our journey, mates.
Off the plank we go.
Aye.
Let's sally forth and Susie back, lads. And lasses. And me.
The rumour is you upended your entire comfortable life to become a pirate.
Pirating is not for everyone. It's a really dangerous lifestyle.
How violent do we expect this to get?
Note the gusto! Aren't you taking notes?
A gentleman never arrives empty-handed.
I made tapas. Tapas means little plates.
Yeah, I know about tapas.
So, we just watched episode 1, pilot, directed by Taika Waititi, of the HBO Max series Our Flag Means Death.
Written by
David Jenkins, yeah.
Charlie, I can't believe you have a new favorite television show.
Well,
I can totally believe it. I can 100% believe it.
I don't know what you two are talking about.
What's hard to believe?
I thought it was okay. Oh, wait, Ella's editing this one. Uh-oh, she could put me on blast and play my reactions.
Yeah, I'm going to put you on blast. Listen to these football fan-esque reactions to the pirates doing things in this episode.
Oh my god, yes! Steve, you have it! He's turned around! No, Steve, don't let him turn back towards you! Prove them wrong! Yes! Yeah, so that's legitimately, unironically. I always sound like I'm sarcastic. I learned how to speak from Bill Murray and Strong Bad, but I believe that is the best episode of television I've ever seen.
It's very good. It was very well done. Like, I could, there were a lot of moments here where I was like, yep, I could tell this was directed by Taika Waititi, but that is absolutely not a bad thing. That is wonderful.
No, he's one of my favorite directors.
As somebody who's unfamiliar with his work, I just want to say right now that this show found its footing hard, and it found its footing fast. Like, man, that is really good.
Pilots are hard to write because you've never written these characters before, and so everyone who is fully fleshed out in this episode, the only way that could have happened, if there must have had to have been a lot of meetings to determine who everyone was as a person, and they must have found an answer they were comfortable enough with to feel comfortable writing this episode. That's the only way you can get anyone in character in a pilot episode, and it shows.
There's definitely room for, it felt like, our main character Bonnet is the one with the most like direct characterization, and it's kind of the captain and the crew as like an entity. We don't really know much about each individual, but we know enough.
Each of the crew has enough individualities in this episode that you can tell that these are not extras, these are characters.
Absolutely, yeah. I can tell that we're gonna delve deeper into them in the future of this series.
You could tell that every actor on the crew got cast because they read sides that described the personality and interests of the character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they know what they're writing at this stage. And it also helps that it's a real person that they're writing as their lead.
As I said earlier, my least favorite thing about the way Stede Bonnet is talked about in culture is that it just seems to be widely accepted that Escape My Nagging Wife was the reason that he left Wealth to become a pirate. This takes the perspective that he's always been a weak man who has been bullied his whole life, and that's why his ship is called the Revenge.
Yeah.
He's going to show that, yes, he likes smelling flowers. Yes, he does know how to sew and believes that all people should learn how to.
He is a man of freedoms, if you will.
Yes, and that's it, is you can be tough and kind of effeminate. They're not contradictory.
Yeah, he's the Ferdinand the Bull of...
which is, everything I'm going through in life. It's wild to me that the show exists. He gets called a woman in the first episode. There's already a little bit of gender ambiguity to this character, although that is from his bullies.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot of the sewing is woman's work, and he's like, what are you talking about? He sewed up his arm.
You gotta be tough for that.
That's women's work.
Oh, Black Pete, come on now. You know that's not true. How many of you sew? Be honest.
Sewed my shoulder up once, after I'd been stabbed.
Oh, did you hear that, guys? Roach sewed his own arm up. Sounds to me like sewing can be pretty tough.
He's so supportive to his crew, you compared him to a kindergarten teacher.
No, he's absolutely a kindergarten teacher. That is his essence.
I work at a school. This is how I am with my students.
It's like his I think it's his first mate, the big guy. I can't remember what it is he said, but it was something along the lines of, they're doing this because they have nowhere else to go, or they don't know how to do anything else. So it's like he's looking over them.
And they were trying to explain that to him, you have wealth and riches you can go back to, and the rest of us, if this does not work out, we die. And he just agrees, yes, same. Ella, what color is everything in my apartment?
Well, that would be teal.
Oh, what does Stede wear in the first episode?
Well, why don't we let Ian field that one? That's a harder question.
Well, I might be mistaken, but I'm gonna have to go with teal.
Oh, just so much teal. So, he's got a teal vest, teal pants, and a matching teal coat. Oh,
and then so there's the British naval officer that they run into, who was the childhood bully of Bonnet, walks into his captain's quarters and insults the place, and you took that very personally.
It's a really well-decorated captain's quarters. The episode begins with them stealing a pleasant little potted plant from
a tiny fisherman's boat.
Yes.
I love the small touch that he's such not a good pirate that even as he's trying to get back up the ladder after boarding them, even the fishermen that he just robbed are holding the ladder for him.
He tells them to help hold it steady as he's climbing.
You can be a good pirate without, a properly working vestibular system, and Stede shows us that, Ian.
And it's like,
fair enough, Charlie. Fair enough.
There's a line where he's like, "I'm not a pirate. I'm an idiot." And I'm like, you could be two things.
He's a pirate. He is a pirate. Are you kidding? Do you see how nice he is to his crew? And like he's being very gentle with them, and they want to be aggressive.
But they also don't mind being treated nice.
No, because they're considering mutinying him, but he is in the middle of reading them Pinocchio, and they're like, "We should wait."
I want to hear how it ends.
Well, I don't really have a problem with the captain. He reads us stories at night. If we kill him, we'll never know what happens to that wooden doll who wants to become a real boy. None of us can read.
Lucius reads.
But can he do the voices? Captain does the voices?
You can't just stop near the end of Pinocchio. I mean, kids already turned into like a goat, like puppet hybrid thing. You want to know how it ends.
It's that they like being treated nicely. They like being handled with kid gloves, but they don't like that he handles everyone that way and is not comfortable with the idea of doing anything that pirates do.
Yes, to bad people. And the bad people in this episode are awful.
Talk
yeah,
about
to the point that
subversion of a trope when it comes to that bully character, though.
You cheer when they fling a knife into the guy's hand after he insults the non-white members of the crew.
In the actual 1717, yes, pirates did employ freed slaves, did free slave ships to crew their ship. The captain was still racist, but in like an employer way. I admire that pirates were nicer to people of other races than anyone else, any other white people at the time. But yeah, the myth that they were just completely all-inclusive is made because it makes media more palatable, and oh boy, does it!
So Stede Bonnet, in the opening text of this episode, is established as a wealthy landowner. Land means plantation.
Yes.
Implications unpleasant.
Plantation means human beings are also
and they don't show that. They just show his father being like, "You're going to inherit this farm one day. That you're a rich man, and that's all you'll ever be." They show
I take pause with the dancing around of that, but I guess
maybe they'll get to it. Maybe this just wasn't the episode for it.
I just hope that they don't like make too light of that kind of subject. You know what I mean?
I trust Taika Waititi.
No, yeah,
I trust.
I do as well.
The guy who wrote Asgard being terrible colonizers into the MCU to tackle that tastefully.
Yeah, it's just because he is so pitiable in this episode. I'm like, ooh, I hope they get to that,
Yes, and I think this episode, they needed to make him pitiable. And I relate to his backstory so hard because it's clear the picking the flowers was a great deal of why he was suffering all this bullying.
Yeah.
And it's just
the kind of trauma he has with violence and, the toxic masculinity is what it is.
But then he does punish one of his bullies in the way that they used to torture him.
I like how there was a little bit of foreshadowing, too, like at the start of the episode when they were like talking about, when we have an issue, what do we do? And one of his crew members goes, we bottle it up. And it's clear to see that, Stede has a lot of issues in bottling up the emotions that he has from his childhood.
Yes, and he has found himself healthier and happier because he doesn't.
Yeah.
Kindergarten teacher as well as group therapy host.
Once again, the things I do for employment and the things you're comparing this character to
are the same things. Yes,
because it's me. It's a show about me, and I love it.
There's a lot of gender wrapped up in this, like we've said, because there's a character who is called a mute character and is very mysterious, and then at the end it is revealed to be a woman.
That twist actually had me a little bit stunned, to be honest with you.
And I feel like, it was right at the end. It's clearly a tease set up for, following up on that later.
And that was intensely common. There are so many stories of women tying their breasts down and getting employed as cabin boys.
Yeah, there's a joke in the movie Pirates Band of Misfits from Aardman,
which has a song by Flight of the Conchords in it.
Yeah, there's a character in that who is, I don't remember what the name of that particular pirate is, but they're all like, pirate captain's name is just pirate captain. They're all very literal, but she just has an obvious fake blonde beard on the whole time.
Yes, and no one addresses it.
Yeah, no one would have a problem with
it. And it also comes up in Dead Man's Chest with Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's true.
The bully that he eventually kills, the first man he ever kills, who was just awful to him in his childhood. And
absolutely.
And his name
is Nigel Badminton.
Nigel Badminton, and he also
aggressively British name.
He also has a crewmate named Wellington.
Yeah.
No sign of that's his first or last name.
Not gonna lie, every time I heard an overly British name, even so much as uttered, I felt my blood pressure start to rise.
Yeah, I couldn't tell the characters apart. I had a moment where we had to pause and explain what happened to who.
Yeah, and I've said a lot of the reason that people claim that the second and third Pirates of the Caribbean movie are not as good as the first is those movies make no sense if you cannot tell Cutler Beckett apart from James Norrington. And so that's an issue.
But listen to those names. How could you ever tell them apart?
Cutler.
For the longest time, in like the first few viewings I had of the Pirates movies, I couldn't tell them apart.
Yes. So the problem with pirate media that crops up is that pirates are very diverse. They can look like anything. They can have any number of limbs, any number of eyes. They can be any race. Then the Navy has a uniform, and they are all white men.
Yeah. And they all have the same hair, even.
You can't not tell me they didn't just copy and paste the same guy over and over in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's impossible to tell the difference. They could have gotten away with it. No one would have told them.
So the thing that I think that might pay off later is that he is being trained to fight early in the episode, and well, I mean, yeah, again, up top we established he's got this emotional honesty rule with his crewmates about what's the slogan?
Remember the rhyme? If someone returns from the raid mentally devastated, we talk it through as a crew. Because that's what we do here on The Revenge.
With that established, we have him later learn how to fight, and he is hesitant about all the moves that end with the enemy dead. Mm-hmm. So they just say, all right, grab a heavy object, just bonk him over the back of the head. That'll just knock them out.
They teach him how to bludgeon. And he's like, does it have to be the hilt of a sword? Or they go, no.
Yeah, any heavy object. So he later, when Nigel Badminton is mocking his life choices and is sitting facing away from him, he picks up a whale-shaped paperweight,
which is gold, and I want, and I have a P.O. box on my YouTube about.
It's beautiful.
It's very heavy. It's going to be incredibly expensive to ship. So he, bludgeons him over the back of the head, and then he falls on a sword through the face.
Yeah, he was holding his sword in the moment. So when he doesn't hit him hard enough to actually damage his brain, but he does to throw off his equilibrium, so he lands on his sword through his eye, is what happened.
Right, and so his, one of the crewmates that he is closest with, I suppose. I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's not the first mate. I'm pretty sure the first mate is the one,
it's Buttons.
The neck scarf.
Yeah, I think it's Buttons who tells him.
Yeah, Buttons tells him, like, okay, you have to tell the crew that this was intentional, even though it was an accident.
And then he just loudly says, I killed him on purpose.
I think it's very interesting that there is that contrast of we can't lie, we can't bottle up our feelings, and then in order to project a better image of himself, he has
to lie that he's not traumatized by battle, which is something he told him should never happen.
And that's his first kill, claiming that his first kill was intentional is like, this is taking him down a path in terms of character that I'm interested in.
And we haven't even met Blackbeard yet, but I know that Taika Waititi himself will be playing Edward Thatch, also known as Edward Teach. It's unclear which is Blackbeard's name.
Ooh.
Which do you prefer? Which is your headcanon?
I like Teach because I've never heard anyone else with that surname, so I could be like, I could use it as a fake name and people will know that I'm a pirate, versus Thatch is a pretty, Milo Thatch.
Yeah.
That comes across
also kind of a pirate.
I'm quite partial to Teach as well, but that's mostly because I have been grown and raised on One Piece my entire life.
Yeah, in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, they call him Thatch. The first time he comes, they see him, they're just like, oh, hello, Thatch. I see you've grown your beard out.
So what about Taika?
Oh, he's going to be playing Blackbeard. That's all I was going to say. Is Blackbeard has not shown up yet. Taika directed this episode, but is not acting in it, is what I was saying.
And I said the year that they open with is the year he died.
Yeah, this, it said
1717.
1717, and, Edward...
You know what? I'm gonna put a big prediction down right now. The season finale is gonna be the death of Blackbeard.
Yeah, so he died...
Oh, I was thinking the ghost pirate Blackbeard.
Anything's possible. Also, there are, Pirates of the Caribbean just went with Blackbeard faked his death, which this could as well. But yes, so he died in. Okay, so this is probably setting
it's
up.
a 1718.
Yes,
is when he died.
I was close. Dyscalculia, but also extensive pirate knowledge. But yes,
and it's circa also. Like, I don't know if people how sure.
No, there's a record because it was done on purpose.
I did this on purpose.
Yes, someone he was died by execution, which meant there are still invites. Oh no, killed in action. Okay, even still.
Yeah.
I went to the park where Stede Bonnet was hanged once. I was walking around Charleston, South Carolina, and my friend Cody was like, "Do you want to see the park where they hang pirates?" And I said, "I don't think you should take me there."
Yeah.
And he said, no, they don't hang it anymore. And I go, anymore and since are different. Which do you mean?
Yeah.
Did they promise they never would again, or did they just happen?
Or could this be the day? Is it just a hiatus?
A Stede Bonnet type walks into the park and they're like,
hey, you know what we haven't done in a while?
Charlie, I promise you, if you're ever on the gallows getting ready to be actually made unalive, I will dramatically show up at the last moment and throw a knife to cut the rope to save your life.
I would be in the crowd disguised in like a fancy dress and corset and stuff, and then I would be like, ooh, adventure. And then I would run away.
We were talking about how stupid early Jolly Rogers look. I just found the most famous portrait of Stede Bonnet from the book A General History of the Pirates by Charles Johnson. I just want you to look at his flag in the portrait.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But
my gosh, it is.
In the episode,
look at that pose. Also, look at the sass.
I know, it's me.
Look at the barrel on that rifle. Holy moly.
I didn't realize that's what he was leaning against.
That is an elephant gun, if I've ever seen one.
I like his backwards feet.
Yeah.
His backwards foot is great.
Yeah, portraiture was an art
form. Hard when you don't really know what people look like.
Charlie, can all pirates do that? Can all pirates turn their feet like completely backwards like that? For like painting purposes?
No, Blackbeard taught him. Blackbeard trained him on that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Make sure you get the bows on my shoes in the portrait.
So, like, Blackbeard's the guy who invented, like, the whole, like, twisting your feet all the way around and walking backwards shtick.
Oh, for sure.
Freak people out. Okay, all right.
We thought this would be the episode where he invents Walk the Plank, but he did not. I don't know if it's going to be in the show.
God, so close at the end when they had the two captives. I wonder what they're going to do with them, too. They're just kind of like
no, they're just gonna be rude to them. They're just
gonna be there as a prop. As a set piece.
They're just gonna play like the I'm not touching you thing.
They're just gonna I would like to see them there just in every episode tied to that mast, and after
Are they gonna be like the Statler and Waldorf?
No, I
on
think
the
after episode 2 they just stop acknowledging them.
And then like what if later though, like, and this is getting a little bit dark, like it just pads over eventually, there's just two skeletons
rotting
tied to the mast.
corpses.
No, just two skeletons
out of focus
there.
you see two skeletons where those two actors normally are.
It's never implied what happened to them. They just never reference them. They're just there.
They
in the
somehow
background.
decomposed already.
There's a lot of good flags in this episode. There are incredible.
Yes, there's an arts and crafts project because the crew complains that they do not even have a flag, and being an accommodating captain, he gets them some textiles, gets them some thread.
It's a contest, and whoever is liked the most.
And Stede Bonnet would never call one of his crew better than any of the others.
So they just used all the flags.
All the flags, and the naval guys in the when they board the ship are making fun of the flags because they don't realize that the people who made them are in the room because they're all disguised.
And then they get murdered for making fun of those flags.
Yeah, and I think that's appropriate. I think that's the right call to make in response to those criticisms.
The most rude guy gets a nice case of knife in the hand for his troubles.
Yeah.
It's true. And Ella, you now you have a degree in animation, but at one point, much like this crew, you were just starting to learn to draw for the first time. They clearly are not confident in their sewing skills.
Oh yeah. And constructive criticism is one thing. That was not this, but I think encouragement and praise.
Why don't we rephrase that insult as a suggestion?
Yeah. Why don't we use some I statements right now? Now, rather than assuming what the other person is feeling, just talk about how you're feeling.
I love this show. I cannot guarantee the second we stop recording, I won't just boop episode 2.
Binge the rest. Yeah.
Will not blame you if you
Is
do.
it all?
I
is that
think
their release?
Let me.
Because I know not everyone is doing, like, the drop it all at once thing.
I haven't been Googling this show very much because I wanted to save it for the pod. Which took an incredible amount of restraint, by the way.
Yeah, good working.
But, I think it was worth it.
Okay, so it's 3 episodes have been released on March 3rd, and 3 more on the 10th.
That's what I figured. I figured it was going to be... Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh my god, look at the episode. Look at the episode 6 title. Wait, I'm just going to read all of the episode titles to you, Ian, since you're not looking at this.
Yes, please, by all means.
Okay, we just watched Pilot. We knew that one.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's like pirate, but you switch the L and the R. Next is A Damned Man, or A Damned Man, it's unclear.
All right.
Yeah.
3 is A Gentleman Pirate.
Okay.
4 is Discomfort in a Married State, so that's probably going to deal with the popular Steve Bonnet mythos a little more.
Gonna be a little bit of a heavier episode, I feel.
The next one, The Best Revenge is Dressing Well. If I do not watch that one on the 10th when it releases, I may perish, so please send me reminders.
I will send you reminders.
And then, Ian, episode 6, which is the last episode to premiere next week, is titled The Art of Fuckery.
I love that episode. That is the greatest name of an episode I have ever heard in my life.
It doesn't even exist yet. No one's seen this episode who did not work on the show.
That is beautiful.
I feel that way about The Best Revenge is Dressing Well. But that's it. There's something for everyone in Our Flag Means Death.
Discomfort in a Married State, interesting title. Probably going to get more into that whole thing.
Because they do deal with a little of the Steve Bonnet doesn't like his wife stuff that everyone talks about.
But it's not that she is a stereotypical nag. She's just out of touch with, like, what being a person is like.
Yeah, she's very rich and likes being rich, and he's very sad and very scared of everyone.
Yeah. And he is rich
again
because, he stumbled into that life by chance as his father.
Yeah, he was born rich. He did not choose to be rich, and clearly, if given the choice, he would not have.
Yeah.
It's even like his father said, like in the first flashback they had, he lucked into this life.
One day, all this will be yours. Not because you deserve it, not because you've earned it, Lord knows you haven't done that, because you lucked into it. What do you suppose that makes you?
Fortunate?
Fortunate? Oh, no. A weak-hearted, soft-handed, lily-livered little rich boy. That's all you'll ever be.
To his credit, at least his father didn't lie to him and say that he earned it, because that's the philosophy a lot of rich people tend to have.
Listen, that familial relationship was toxic no matter what way you slice it. Like,
You're right. It's refreshing in a way to have a rich person be like...
Steve Bonnet's father should not have had kids.
But then we wouldn't have Steve Bonnet.
That's true. And then
We wouldn't have Walking the Plank. We wouldn't have Our Flag Means Death.
We wouldn't have Walking the Plank if that man did not have kids, and we wouldn't have the TV show.
So the theme song, and possibly the other songs, because there's a lot of songs in this show.
I think so. It said Music by.
Music by Mark Mothersbaugh.
The frontman of Devo, the composer of the Rugrats theme. Everyone talked about it. Did you know the guy from Devo wrote the Rugrats theme when that first happened? Because it was like days after Devo broke up.
But he did the score for a regular show and
Lego Movie,
the Lego Movie, and Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, yes, that's correct. Yeah, I think also.
So there's the connection.
I think he does it for almost every Taika Waititi project because I think I might have seen it. No, okay, not JoJo. Okay, but yeah. So Mark Mothersbaugh, yes, since Rugrats has just become one of the most prolific composers. If I am not mistaken, the theme song to Rocket Power is actually credited to Devo instead of Mark Mothersbaugh. I could be wrong on that.
Oh, maybe.
Haven't heard of Rocket Power in years.
But yeah, he's composed a lot of cartoons since then, and he's great.
I just was on Mark Mothersbaugh's Wikipedia page to look up that info, and on the last sentence of the first paragraph of personal life.
What is this?
In a joint venture with eyewear manufacturer Shane Baum, Mothersbaugh has made his own branded frames for sale, made of beryllium with a stainless steel chrome finish in 3 different styles as of 2015. The Baum Vision press release states that the unisex model, Francesca, is named for one of Mothersbaugh's pug dogs, which is and I'm just reading Wikipedia directly here, simultaneous hermaphrodite that is also called Frank.
Nice!
Okay.
Mark Mothersbaugh has a trans dog.
Yeah, Mark Mothersbaugh has an intersex dog, so, okay. They found the perfect composer for the show.
Intersex as well as gender fluid.
Oh yeah, Frank and Francesca. Oh my gosh.
It says the character design for Chucky Finster on Rugrats was based on him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, also, Chucky Finster writing for Steve Bonnet. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I loved that television show.
It was so
I
good.
loved it too. I'm glad that you loved it.
Thank you for, showing me that, because I don't watch a lot of new TV, like I said earlier, but, seriously, this, man, I want to watch more.
So can I just tell you some of the upcoming guest stars we have to anticipate?
Yes.
I'm not going to say who they play, of course. So we get Leslie Jones, Fred Armisen, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's in everything.
Yeah.
Nick Kroll, of course.
Yeah.
And Kristen Schaal, and it has not been said who Kristen Schaal is going to play yet. But yes, well, that actually makes sense given that Taika has directed a bunch of Flight of the Conchords. He's directed Kristen Schaal before, but yes, Mabel.
What a joy that Kristen Joy Schaal is going to be on.
Is that her real middle name?
Apparently.
I am so excited to see how Kristen Schaal factors into
this world,
to the golden age of piracy in the West Indies.
Yeah, I'm picturing it now.
I'm excited.
So, Ian, thank you for coming on this voyage with us. We are not going to come into port anytime soon, so just go to the brig, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Go to the brig of conspiracies if you want to.
I mean, if I'm taking up too much space on the ship, you guys can always just shove me back in the barrel and let me adrift out to sea. I can go and have my own solo adventure somewhere.
That's true.
I would never do that to you, Ian.
We would never force you into a spin-off.
Ian, I love you.
Oh, I love you.
That's what this show is really about, is found family. Our Flag Means Death feels like a found family show with pirates, which I love.
Yeah, it's a found family show about a pirate who was bullied for picking flowers and believing that sewing is it's a pretty freaking gay and trans show, honestly.
I love it. I am all for it, in all honesty.
Ian, if people want to find you or what you do, what give us some plugs.
Well, then
give us a map to find
promote yourself. Yes.
If you want to find me when I do stream, my hiatus should be ending soon. You're going to want to go to twitch.tv/Irish_Ian. That's where I'm live most days. If you want to keep up on my normal general life updates, I am on the old Twitter box as well at IrishIan17. And yeah, that's pretty much all you can find me these days.
Wait! You said you were a voice actor. Or do you have any upcoming projects that we should know about?
Why do you?
It's funny
Perhaps the one that was advertised at the top of this episode.
I mean, I might. I mean, the very nice pirate who looks and sounds a lot like Charlie here gave me some stuff to
I would actually say looks like Jeffrey Rush, the actor who played Barbossa, and sounds like Dominic Armato, the actor who played Guybrush Threepwood, and kind of acts sort of carries themselves in a Stede Bonnet type way, with a Jack Sparrow level of energy or goofiness,
and an Orlando Bloom mixed in there.
You've seen them as well, then.
I know of this pirate of which you speak. So what have you been doing with Captain Marlowe then?
Well, with Captain Marlowe, I have been working with them and a group of insanely talented people to bring the second part of the Pirates of the Caribbean real-time fan dub, Dead Man's Dinghy.
Well, when can we watch that?
When can you watch this? Well, if my sources are to be believed, you can see it at picarto.tv.
/realtime fandub?
/realtime fandub, yes.
On Saturday, March 19th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wait, you said there was a whole bunch of people, not just you and Captain Marlowe? Well, who's voicing Elizabeth Swann then, the main character?
You know what? Now that I think about it, I think the lady who voices her kind of reminds me of myself.
Oh, but I have a question. Would there be any appeal to this if maybe you were a casual Mystery Shack Look Back listener, but really a Come On Fukupods fan?
Probably, because you know who else is in it.
Oh, really? Who is voicing the villain, Ella?
Who else is in it? Oh gosh, isn't it Michael William Hunter?
You're right. Michael William Hunter is playing Cutler Beckett. I am playing Will Barbossa and Davy Jones. It was difficult to switch between accents that fast.
And you know what? The 19th, isn't that, it's a couple days after your birthday, isn't it?
Yeah, I was actually born, as the Sir Reg song goes, and as I sang for 9 months, 29 years ago, I arrived on St. Patrick's Day.
You actually share a birthday with my late Nan, rest her soul. So honestly, seeing that your birthday is coming up, it gives me a new reason to once again celebrate the day in earnest. So I very much appreciate having you around, my friend.
And
that's nice.
The Pirates of the Caribbean ride first opened in Anaheim, California on March 8th.
Well, there you go. So come on to the virtual birthday pirate party on picardo.tv/realtimefandom.
I would really appreciate... None of you are required to come to my birthday party. I don't know most of you that well. But if any of you want to come to my birthday party, you may. You're invited. You're allowed. I will not be mad if you are there. I will not be mad if you do not arrive.
And if you want to find more episodes of this podcast, normally we talk about this thing called Gravity Falls. It's not as good as Our Flag Means Death, but, it's still pretty good.
I love shows with Kristen Shaw in them.
Exactly.
I love shows that exist because of Flight of the Conchords.
Go to our host network, pipedreampodcast.com, where you can find other shows like Escape from Walt Disney, How Did This Not Get Made, and Come On Fahuqua Pods.
And actually, while you're there, you could find links to our show, and all of the episodes of our show, and our social medias. We have a Twitter. We have a Discord server. Our Discord server has been popping lately, Ella. If you want to get in on the party, you should get in on the party.
It's climb aboard. It's a party cruise.
Margaritas at the Midnight Buffet.
Margaritas at the Midnight Buffet. And don't forget our Patreon, patreon.com/mystery shack.
Ella, I would never forget our... How dare you accuse me of that?
Sometimes instead of pillaging, we like to, get pledges from people on Patreon.
Yes, to people we like, they have the option of giving us money, and they have the option of not doing so.
But if you're in the British Navy,
then that's our money.
You're just holding it for us for now.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now, listen, I'm Irish. Do I get a cut of that?
Listen, Ian, if we had to actually pay penance for everything that the English has stolen for your ancestors, well, I don't think there's enough money in the world, but we can try, lad!
Oh, I love the way you think, Charlie Marlowe.
And then we could use that money to get a $3 pledge on the Patreon gets you a shout out at the end of episodes. $5 will get you into viewing parties for the Gravity Falls episode that we're discussing. And $40 will get you either a voice commission from Charlie or an art commission from me.
You can email us at mysteryshacklookback@gmail.com. Usually that is for talking about the podcast or your experiences with the Gravity Falls fandom. But with both that email and that Discord, if you just watched Our Flag Means Death and want someone to talk about it with, I will respond to every email in regards to that. Not immediately. I work a full-time job and have a weekly podcast, but I will.
Adam, thank you.
We of course all know of the legendary Adam New. Captain Flem, the Loogie Meister, who on Booty Island won the spitting contest.
Ooh,
thank you for collecting all of our spit and tobacco in the spittoon.
Collecting Largo Legrand spit so we could build that voodoo doll. Yes.
Yeah, and you just drank it all. You just gulped it all down in one gulp. And
waste not, want not.
Yeah, and we are so grateful and proud of you for that.
Up front, you heard
a rousing shanty.
A delightful one.
My attempts to translate our standard theme song into the shanty format. That was just the chorus. My Hearts in Gravity Falls is a full song. The link is in the description.
Ian, do you want to join us in a full round of this shanty?
It's called My Sailor's Heart.
Well, I don't see why not, but remember, you asked for it.
All right, here we go.
If you've gazed a map from lands northwest, I doth know which shop you'll like the best. Though its shop does fail, the cruel wind's death, strange magic lie within.
Though this shop is past its prime, the summer's fair between the pines. Come on my voyage, you shall find, you shall be my mystery twin.
So take me forth to my native land, with the mystery shack and our crewmates band. Me satchels packed, so let's find the sands, where I hid my sailor's heart.
Give us another one, come on.
Ahoy, mateys! First mate Ella here to thank ye patrons. Thank ye to Daddy Driftwood, Daddy Buttons, Friendly Local Geek, Fun Boringness, Hugh Salinas, Juno Series, David Gansel, Liz Clark, Richard Scanland, Jamie Belts, Ryan Faber, Stephen Patrick Mulholland, Gwen Prime, Junior Bra, Joseph Jones, related to Davy Jones, are ye? Oliver Pluto, P.T. Piranha Plant, Elizabeth Neuenfeld, Mumpleteen D. Wumpleteen, and Vanillin Zucker. Set sail for patreon.com/Mystery Shack to support further voyages.